Now that was MARESCA-BALL. If that's MARESCA-BALL, I'm all for it. We are within. Let's get it, y'all. So I was up during these crazy hours, or 1:30 in the morning. Of course, I needed to rest right after the game, but I enjoyed the game thoroughly. What I was hoping for was a clean sheet and a convincing scoreline in terms of number of goals scored. Not a champion score like 1-0. We needed a convincing win, which is what 3-0 is. 3-0, yes, let's get it. And I think this finally gives us the glimpses, the pathway that Enzo Maresca has for this team. So just go with the starting lineup. Firstly, when I saw the lineup in terms of the Chelsea page, I see that there's Gusto. I see Reece is also on the pitch at the same time, but there's no out and out left back, no Colwill. And then I noticed as well that yes, we're getting our first glimpse of Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, and is likely to play alongside Nkunku, which was what I was hoping for chemistry's sake in the team, right? So exciting but questionable points. So initially, I look at the lineup and I assume that we're gonna maybe go with Gusto in the back line because we were trying Reece as a DM. So Gusto would have to play in the back three, right? But it didn't go like that, yo. I also assumed that maybe we'll play a back four and Gusto will be a left back, and then we'll have two pivots, and then we would have Nkunku in the cam. And that would be easier, right? We all know Reece is capable of the right back position. But Maresca did this. Maresca said the inverted fullback will be Gusto, and Gusto will play on the left side when we invert, which he's capable of doing. Gusto can play on the left, even though he's a right-footed defender. Now Reece James goes into a back three defense. And as much as it might frustrate some of us to say like Reece isn't being utilized for his best traits, Reece was good in that position, and he doesn't have to exert too much force. And I'll keep saying this because Reece's body, I think the injuries are because he just exerts a lot on himself, and Reece still stays in the gym keeping that build in check, you get me? So I think Reece being in these more calm positions where he doesn't have to burst might be a good thing for the start of the season. Being a DM of sorts and now being in the back three, he's played well enough and he seems to be enjoying it. That's an important point. He doesn't dislike these positions. I'm sure he would love to be involved in the goal scoring, but the season is long and he might surprise everyone as to which game he'll actually do that job, which is a good thing. We've become unpredictable. Maresca cooking, yo. And the game went on, and you actually noticed that in moments, even Noni Madueke would drop into the midfield space when Romeo Lavia goes forward. It's like, it's such organized chaos. Maresca's system is organized chaos. If I'm to go player for player in terms of the starting lineup, just quickly, Marc Guiu, this boy, this striker, this young man. Firstly, I think it's emphasis that La Masia is a special academy, firstly. And I think every single player that Xavi Hernandez introduced to us last season, the season before, Fermin Lopez, Lamine Yamal, of course, Marc Guiu, defender Kubasi, there's I mentioned Fermin Lopez. There could be others, but I think all these players are going on to greatness, or they will be recognized players in Europe at minimum. And we get such a young, hungry Spanish striker. Dare I say it, because it's very early, but we might have the next gen Fernando Torres on our hands, guys. We might just have him at Chelsea at the age of 18. I'm excited. I like the player. I love the player already. He's a hard worker. Raheem Sterling, this performance from Raheem Sterling is exactly what we require game by game from Raheem Sterling. He was good against Celtic. He wasn't bad in that game. But of course, now he's getting more comfortable in the system. You see him dropping into the pockets and just getting that one touch and returning to the left wing. Experienced play from Sterling. But one thing I'd like to mention about Sterling is a bit off the pitch. Enzo Fernandez was given the deliberate substitution at halftime. The only player that was substituted between the first and the second half was Enzo Fernandez. And as Enzo was subbed on, Raheem Sterling was there to welcome him on the pitch with a hug and let's play. Those who know and been watching football for a long time, Raheem Sterling has actually endured racism from the Chelsea fans. When he was a Man City player and he was shining against us at Stamford Bridge, he was called a monkey and all these crazy things, right? And Raheem Sterling has experienced this thing that racism can do in terms of turmoil with fans. And I'm not saying it's an identical issue, but we all know what's been happening with Enzo Fernandez. So I think it was a brilliant touch from Raheem Sterling as a senior player to be on the touchline to welcome Enzo Fernandez back onto the pitch and back into the team. So yeah, but performance-wise as well, Sterling really clean, really good. First look at KDH, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. He played one half, came off at halftime for Enzo Fernandez, who played the same position that Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall was playing. Dewsbury-Hall, you can see that he understands Maresca's system to the T. He understands it to the T, even if he has to be in defense and he doesn't want to be there, but he has to be there because that's what the system says for that moment. KDH is there. And he's so good. I think he's so good in terms of the system. The system's going to make men look really good. We're going to get on to others, but we've only seen 45 minutes of KDH. A good 45 minutes. Could have had a brace. Could have scored at least one, but it wasn't his day. He'll get there. He'll get there. The man alongside him, Christopher Nkunku. Nkunku is a star. He's a star. Created the chance for the penalty. He literally dribbled through men. Scored the first goal, of course. And then involved in almost everything in the game. And the interchanging of positions, he is making it easier for everyone. And when KDH was on the pitch, Nkunku and KDH, you could see that their synergy on the pitch already is making it easier for other players to pick up other positions where it's blatant to see that there's a gap there. Let me fill the gap for the system's sake. And Enzo Maresca's system is very interesting, guys. It really is. Organized chaos. I love it. Noni Madueke trying a bit too hard again. But I think he had a good game. I think he had a good game overall. Fighting for penalties again, but it's preseason and Nkunku's not willing to fight him and say, yo, hey. The out and out penalty taker is not yet in the team, so it's fine. And Noni Madueke took the penalty quite well. And his first goal of preseason, which could help with confidence because our last 3 preseason games are all against league champions. So yeah, but Noni, I think 6.5 out of 10 kind of game, you know. And then Romeo Lavia. And I've been saying that Romeo Lavia, when Romeo Lavia arrives, we're going to realize who he is. And we have a gem on our hands. A gem of a player. And once he's comfortable in this system, Caicedo will shake. And I love how Ugochukwu is also doing well. To have Ugochukwu, Lavia, and Caicedo in the team next season, we all love Gallagher for different reasons. And I spoke about my pain about losing Gallagher. But in terms of quality, guys, we are stacked if everyone stays fit. And everyone will stay fit. We're staying positive. Malo Gusto, the inverting fullback. Gusto in midfield looks really comfortable. It's surprising how comfortable he looks. And he looks good under pressure. He looks pressure proven, you know, like he doesn't have to have men far from him. He can still pick up the pass, turn a man, make a pass into space, and he's gonna get better with time if he is to be the main inverted fullback. People still assume it's gonna be Cucurella, but it's not confirmed. Enzo Maresca hasn't chosen who's the best for this. But Cucurella does it well, and he did it for Spain, and he did it for Poch last season. So I still feel he'll be the guy, but Malo Gusto's cooking. And why not have 2 men who can do the job, right? If Reese can do it off the right as well, it's deep. Benoit Badiashile with a bit of redemption for himself. I enjoyed his game. Very calm. Didn't have to rush his passing. I think when he has to rush the passes, he easily makes mistakes. So he's not pressure proven. You know, he doesn't work well under pressure. But I mean, in the back 3, tossing in the middle when we started, we looked good. I loved it. And I'm happy for Badiashile as a player. I'm not saying that he now gets all the forgiveness and we can trust him for next season. But I mean, he played well. And let's see if he gets minutes against the likes of Madrid, Man City, Inter Milan. Will he cook? Let him cook. Let's see, yo. Reece James looking good in that back 3. Not much to say there. Robert Sanchez, not much to do in the first half. I'm sure he enjoyed that. But yeah, In a lot of interchanges in the second half, Enzo Fernandez, of course, comes on. Renato Vega, super player. I promise you guys. Like, Renato Vega came on and he was in a back three on the left side, right? And then we say Gusto needs to join the back four. And Gusto, when he comes off for Chilwell, Renato Vega goes into midfield on the right side, and it's a back three with Chilwell on the left side. Maresca did say that he's having a headache with Chilwell's position and how he will use him in the system. I love how Maresca keeps mentioning the system, because he trusts his system. And when it works, it looks good. I mean, I don't know if other teams will be broken down the way Club America were broken down, but the football was super. Very nice to see. And another player that we must talk about is that Mikhailo Mudryk. Another 28 minutes or so of almost nothing. I mean, goalkeeper Philip Hodgson came on and he had more of a say, and he showed more of what he can do. Does that make sense? He showed more of what he can do as a player than Mudryk did. It doesn't make sense. Enzo Fernandez had a difficult second half, but he didn't really get the chance to impact the game as much. Nkunku was cooking more in midfield, to be honest, and Broya could have had a brace, but showed us why we should sell. If I'm being honest, I think the empathy and sympathy towards Broya, it's run out. I think it's run out now. But yeah, Ugochukwu, can't say much. He's been consistent. He's really been consistent, and I think Ugochukwu, he's gonna surprise us next season alongside Lavia surprising us. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you did catch the game. Maresca-BALL, we are within.